customer contact. So in the if you go to the if you see the navigation in the same where we are creating the customer, if you want to create a customer, you can go to the customer information. Now we are going to add or create customer contact. So here you are seeing one more link, that is contact information. Okay. So like what is the use of this customer means, like some people, like you are going to communicate with the, instead of directly contacting with the customer, you can communicate some details about their mention, like ship details, bill details, all those should be discussed with the contact of that customer. And the contact information, where you can see the screen, the navigation should be like main menu, customer info, contact information, where it will be asking whether you want to see the existing value or existing contact or add any value, where you are seeing two tabs, random existing and add new value. So contact ID means, like for every customer you have one contact ID. That contact ID will have all the contact details, like contact name, contact type, contact phone, contact address, contact email, and everything. If you say I click on add new value here, where it is navigating to the contact page, where it is asking, we can have multiple contacts for one customer. A customer will have, like a contact will have multiple customers. Like one contact can be value as a contact for multiple customers. So, for example, if you have multiple contacts, then the latest, the most effective, the latest contact will be effective at the customer level. So here the name is contact name, who is the contact, his name, and title, what is his position in the organization, and his email is, and whether he is active, whether is active or inactive, or the particular customer is internal customer, external customer, and how we are going to communicate with that customer, and if he has any code, you can specify, or else you can leave blank. So based on the communication you are going to contact through mail or call, you can mention them. Okay, when for example you are having multiple customer contactors, then you can click on plus button here. We are seeing plus here. So when you click on plus button, there is a one more row will be added. This contact information is called in the Peoplesoft. This entire section is called scroll area. There's one other term you can use, the contact information scroll area. This is called, wherever you see this type of design in the Peoplesoft, that comes under scroll area. Like side, you can see the plus button and minus button. Minus for deleting the row, and plus for adding the new row. And next, go to contact customer, where you can enter the customer ID for what are the customers that you are going to link with this ID, that you should mention. Okay, one customer will have only one contact ID, but one contact ID will be having multiple customers. We have many to one, like many contact IDs, but one customer. And where you can provide the customer, once you select the customer, automatically all the details will be populated, like location details will become, and primary bit will be checked, like primary address and shift to addresses. And next, go to the phone details. You can enter the customer phone if you want, whether he is having main details, like phone type, whether it is main, personal, business, you can mention there, and you can enter the phone numbers and extension. Which one is the primary? For example, if the customer is having multiple phones, 3 or 4 numbers. One is home, one is personal, one is business, and some other like something. So in this case, what is the main? What is the primary phone? That should be mentioned. And what is the contact type? What is the type of this contact? You should mention if you want. Okay, once you say the contact ID, when you send the invoices, okay, the corresponding, like once the customer is received, if the customer is not paid the money within the time, for example, we have given payment terms from the customer is 30 days. In case if the company is not received the payment within 30 days, then what happens? then company started contacting the customer. So it will contact the customer. And also, like when you are sending the details, orders, and this is goods. For example, you ordered so and so goods. So the company, before sending the goods, the company will contact to the customer. Customer contact, not directly customer. So those details will be, shipping details will be taken care of with the customer contact. Now your customer is created in the system and he has contacts us, all the details are there. And one more thing here you should remember, the customer date will be priority to the invoice date. Okay, because always the customer should be the first one in the system. Like if you, for example, what happens if not? You created the bill today and the customer creation date is tomorrow. Okay, then system gets an error, the bill won't be processed further. It will get an error when you run some process in the Peoplesoft, like finalization process, printing process.
Sure.
And the next is the customer is ready. Everything is ready. Now you are creating the bills. So here are some voices coming. If we say nothing, some different voices coming.
Okay, I'll keep.
Yeah, okay. Now it's clear. I think you are in mute. Okay. So we can enter the bills here, and the billing, the main transaction is bill. This is also called invoice. So we can enter the bill in the system in two ways. One is billing interface. We'll discuss the billing interface next. The second is online bill entry. Online in the sense there's one main page that we have used for billing. Bills are standard billing. You remember this page, standard billing, because I may use several times this page, standard billing. Like. So this is nothing like every bill must have one header and at least one line. Without a line means it has the main detailed information. Like if you order so like one pair of Reebok shoes and other pair of Woodland shoes like this. But each one Reebok shoe is a one line and a Woodland shoe is another line, two lines. So the bill should have at least one line information. So whatever you are entering at a header level, that applies to the entire invoices. Because line-wise payment terms not be there. Because line will have multiple lines, but the payment times, the bill cycle will be at a header level. So whatever the details at header level, those will be applied to all the invoices. If you see the page, we'll show you the next in the other screen. So where in the header page you can enter bank information. That means the customer has to deposit the amount into the bank, or you can email transfer into the bank. This is standard billing page, you can enter the bill. Whereas there is one more thing, one more page you will see, express billing. What is the express billing? For example, when you go to standard billing page, you may have lot of information, lot of fields available on the line information, like when you are entering the lines. But if it is possible when your bill is having one or two lines. But in case if your bill is having 100 lines, so it's not possible to enter every field, because all these fields, whatever you are seeing in the billing pages, is not mandatory. Okay, because once you enter into the standard billing page, you can see lot of fields. You may see and don't get different things like there are a lot of fields to set up the bill. Do you need to provide all this information like this? No, all the things are not mandatory. Entering bills, yeah. Like if you say, as I told, the bill will have header and line information. What is there in the header and what is there in the line? So bill at a header level, where the bill is coming and what is for which customer we are creating the particular bill. What is the payment terms? All those things will be applied on the header level. And also there's one more important code, that is accounts receivable code. That means at what we will do in the billing, just the creation of invoice, that's it, nothing we'll do, and send this to the customer. But the maintenance of the receivables, that means the payment from the customer will be maintained in AR. So we should have some copy of invoice in the AR. So when you are sending that, for which account this should be added, that you should mention. That you need not mention. When you select the customer, automatically the particular code will be populated on the customer page. And if your bill is having any tax, any VAT, any discounts, any free charges, and all those things you should enter, like accounting entries and the account. Why we are generating accounting entries? See, every invoice, every transaction, whatever you are creating in each module, not only in billing, at the end of the day, they should be entered into the general ledger, because general ledger is a summarization and it generates the master reports. Those master reports are required for knowing the company status. So if you want to know the company status, the single module status is not enough. We can get the transaction from all the modules. Based on all the modules only, we can decide whether our company is in profits or whether it is in losses. For this, we can send these entries to the general ledger. This is the standard billing page. The main navigation for this page is billing, maintain bills, standard billing, where we are seeing two values. One is find an existing value, add new value. But find an means if you want to see existing bills, then you can see here. There's one more condition here exists. That means whatever bills you have created, all those bills won't be shown here. For example, you created one bill today, you send it to the customer, then that particular bill won't be shown here. Okay? Siraj, if you have any questions, you can stop me so that I can explain you details. Okay?
Yeah, well, it's pretty standard, so nothing to ask.
Yeah, because you are in mute now, because I'm not sure, like you are not
No, I'm listening. Don't worry.
Yeah, okay. If you get any doubt, you can stop me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, do you see these screens actually earlier? Like screens, not
yes.
the billing page, not like that. So
yes.
here, yeah. So how could the system knows this invoice is sent to the customer, so it won't be shown here, and this invoice is not sent to customer, so this will show here. How could it know this? Based on the bill status. Once when you created the bill, its status is new bill. Once you change if you want to generate invoices, the bill status must be in ready status. So you should do manually it to ready. Once the bill is in ready status, it is picked by the invoice generation process. That is customer, it will go to the customer. That time the bill status will be changed to the invoice INV. So in this page, the bills that are with status invoice won't be shown. Then where you can see those bills? You are seeing, if you see my mouse pointer, where you are saving review billing information, where you can see all the bills. Those might be invoiced, those might be ready or new. Every bill you can show you. So see, you can able to see here. So now we are going to add a new value, that is next. Here see the bill status is new. The invoice date is when the bill is created, and the accounting date should be the same. Bill type, that is the type of the bill that you are creating, from where it is coming. Frequency, about this frequency I will discuss. There are the three values here. One is once, second is installment bill, third one is recurring bills. Once in the sense is a regular bill, no other conditions apply for this. First, once we go to installment and recurrence, we will have some conditions. We will discuss these two types of bills in the next. And here the customer. When you select the customer, the address will be populated. So here the thing is, customer will have multiple addresses. So which address should be populated? System takes automatically one address, but which one it takes? If you remember, when you are creating the customer, we assigned a primary bill to. that primary bill to address location will be empty. Like, see, location 1. You see the location is 1. How many number of copies? 1. So for this location, you can send 1 invoice of copy. Can't take that. Next. Sorry. So that's what is the cycle ID, how the invoice is generated, monthly or daily, and what is the form of the invoice. All this will be come from the system defaults, like business unit defaults, or bill type defaults, or source default, or customer level. So here you are seeing one account, that is an AR account. So these entries will be going to this account, AR distribution account. Courtesy copy address information, like see, here you are sending invoice to the one customer. So if you want to send the same copy of the invoice to other locations, those locations should be mentioned. You should enter those locations. For example, actual invoice will be going to the California. So you want you want it to the your Seattle location or some other location, Canada location, what else? You can mention all the address here. Then the bill will be automatically going to this location as well, along with the main bill to address. Line info. This is the main thing. See what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the main things here are header information, line information 1, and there's one more thing, accounting entry. I will show you the screen. These 3 are mandatory for creating the remaining things are not required. Based upon your requirement only, you should set up them. So here see, like what is the line information, you can check here, like whether you are getting for example your company shoe company, then what is the identifier license, what is the type of the shoes, whether it is men's shoes or ladies shoes, descriptions, all those, and quantity, how many number of shoes you are purchasing, 1 or 2, that should be mentioned. A unit of measurement, whether it is like each one or dozens or something like that. Unit price, what is the each one cost. So one you entered quantities like 5 laptops, 6 desktop. You entered quantity as 5, and each one is 25,000. So unit price should be 25,000 or $100. You should mention it. And gross extended means that unit quantity and unit amount equal to the gross extended. And from line type, what is the type of this one? This is a revenue line. And here see, you are seeing some tax exempt. What is tax exempt? Means for example, if you want do not apply the tax for this invoice, you can check this tax exempt, and exempt certificate should be applied. So exempt certificate will be defined at customer level. For example, you have one customer, that is cust 001. This customer has certificate of tax exempt certificate. That means that customer will be applied tax. So here in the first page, header page, when you select the customer, automatically you will get this, that is respect to exempt certificate. And this customer, for example, now this customer is taxable. Then you should enter the tax code. What is the tax code? For calculating the taxes, we have on third-party application, taxware applications. By using taxware applications, we can calculate the tax. We can integrate the taxware into our system. Next will be the discounts. For example, you may have any discount for this bill, you can enter the discounts, and surcharge, free charges you will enter. So here the screen is non-editable. So where you can enter means when you see my mouse pointer, you are seeing navigation. When you click on this, you will see discount and surcharge information, where you can enter the discount if you want. Line photo, this is nothing but the lines information. For example, PO purchase order, what is the order of the laptop that you.
Kumar, can you repeat that discount one you're talking about?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for example, you have some invoice amount as $1,000. Okay, for not 1,000. Yeah, you have purchased 4 laptops. each one will be $250. So at the quantity place you should mention 4, and at the unit price place you should mention $250. Then gross extended should be for quantity into unit amount. That is 4 into 250 equal to $1,000 should be displayed automatically. The next, what you mention, like for this line, you offer $200 discount. That discount should be entered in the discount page. There is a separate page for discount that should be entered. And when you enter the discount, here it will be shown. Okay, plus surcharge. For shipping charges, you are costing $100. So in the $1,000 invoice amount, your discount is 200. That is, then invoice amount becomes 800, and you are adding shipping charges. That means surcharge. That becomes 900. Now total invoice becomes $900. But where you should mention these discounts and plus surcharge, because here the two fields are non-editable. That means you can't enter the values. You can enter the values here, unit price and quantity and gross amount, but you can't enter these two. Then where you can enter? In the navigation link you can see lining for one, but there is also one more link, discount and surcharge. I will show the screen. Yeah, here. You will navigate to this page and you can enter the discount. Okay, discount. Yeah, discount ID, like whether you are entering the discount or surcharge. Okay.
Sure.
So select the discount code. You may have like whatever code you define, and the percentage. If you want to give percentage, then it will calculate percentage or else amount you can give. This is for discount. For example, you are giving, like you are applying surcharge, then you can select the surcharge, and surcharge will be having one code. Then enter the surcharge. When you enter all those information, you will get and calculate zero. Okay. Next, line photo is nothing but the order information, when you ordered, and what is the purchase order number, what is the contract number, and everything. If you want, you can enter. Else, it's a mandatory page for this. But entry type you are seeing here. Entry type, that level also it should be there. 1 second. Yeah. This entry type you can see now. You are seeing that entry type and entry reason, right side. So those should be mainly, like those are useful in once this invoice entered into the accounts receivable, because there we can discuss a lot of entry types. So for now it's like invoice, so we can see this as invoice and place IN there. Next is tax info. So tax I already told you. So here see, for example, you don't have any tax code. Okay. Now your tax is being calculated based upon the third-party applications, where you can mention ship to customer. For which location? Tax will be calculated based on the location that customer is living. Okay. So you can mention the ship to customer, where the goods are being shipped, and the ship to location, that address we should mention. After, in the below you are seeing tax details, percentage, amount, like, okay, those details will be populated when your Peoplesoft system is integrated with third-party applications taxware for calculating the tax. Mostly if any company dealing with taxes, they will have some taxware applications, external what is called taxware applications. They will integrate that one into Peoplesoft.
So Peoplesoft would not have the capability to calculate taxes, right?
No, it will be calculating, because based on the course, tax course, okay. Because for example, you are having multiple locations, then you can set up all the locations and all. That's why you mentioned even there. And where is the tax code? Somewhere I show you. Yeah, see, tax code here, you can see.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. So tax, I mean, we as a functional consultant, we cannot configure the tax part for Peoplesoft.
Yeah, you can calculate. You can configure. You can configure the tax codes, and you can enter the code for every bill. But instead of doing that one, what outside what outside people are doing is just integrating these Peoplesoft into TaxWare. So
And who
when
will be
we are
integrating TaxWare with the?
no, yeah, those will be taken care of by some admin people. Okay, as a functional consultant, you need not set up, you need not integrate with them
Okay.
because all those people will be the admin people, all those candidates will be taken care of this. So what happens, for example, you are implemented a TaxWare, then for example, your location will be the Florida. So I'm not sure what is the Florida tax percentage. Then it is 5%. Then 5% will be shown there, and amount will be calculated. That's like this. And this concept is info. Account revenue distribution. This is the mandatory. The mandatory things are only three. That is header info, lines information, and accounting revenue distribution. What is the use of this one is when you are generating, like when you are creating accounting entries, all these entries will be attached to this entry, whatever you have mentioned here. Now your bill is saved. Okay. Now your next step is, what is the status of the bill here? New. But new bill cannot be processed further. You should change it to the ready, RDY. So you can manually change it. Once the bill is ready status, you can next move it into the further processing, that is extraction. Extraction in the sense finalization and extraction. So when you are using the taxware applications to calculate the taxware won't, like when you are creating the bill, that time you won't see these details. Whatever you are seeing, tax details, percentage won't be seen. But when you are running some process, that is finalization process, that means the bill is getting to be finalized. When you run this process, that process will integrate with the taxware and calculate the tax for this invoice and apply the tax. Until then, you won't see the tax info here. Okay, that tax calculation capability will be done by one process in the Peoplesoft. That process is called billing finalization process. I will show you the process how it is running, from where we are going to run. And yeah. So shall we stop now, or else we
Yes.
can go ahead with some consolidation billing?
Okay.
It will take
Perfect.
some more time.
No, that's
Consolidation.
fine. We can stop
So
here.
that we can, tomorrow, if you are available for a long time, we can do almost at the end of billing we can discuss. Okay.
Okay.
I will cover all the topics tomorrow. I will give you the important tables that we are using. Okay.
Okay.
Customer billing, and I will give you the table names. Okay, Shiraz.
Okay. Bye. Bye, Kamal. Take care.
Okay then. Yeah. Bye.